All right, good afternoon, Wing. This is Colonel Perron and Chief Reiter.
For the Peggy Podcast, Episode 2.
And we are excited. Hopefully you all had a chance to listen to our first ever Peggy Podcast that we did last UTA. But we wanted to make sure that we cover down on what Chief and I promised, and that's trying to communicate more effectively to the Wing. We wanted to reach out to you at least 2 weeks in advance of our upcoming March UTA.
Yep, drill's coming up March 4th and March 5th, so we want to get this information out to you well ahead of time so you get a chance to digest the information, ask any questions you have, and make sure you're prepared for when you come into drill.
Yeah, and hopefully you've all had a chance to look at our new app that we rolled out last UTA. Hopefully that's how you're accessing this Peggy Podcast. But if that wasn't the method, we're going to make sure to push out in the Chief's newsletter a way to download that app and to find where we've got the Peggy Podcast.
Yep, it's the Air Force Connect app, very easy to download through the Google Play Store or through the App Store. So download it, take a look at it. Great resources on there to include the podcast, but also some excellent information to include our strat plan and some other stuff to help you along the way.
Yeah, and I know we've also got our March scheduled drill events that we've got forecasted for the March UTA, as well as a look ahead for future events. So you'll be able to find those on the app, which I think is important for everyone as they prepare to come in and utilize their time for their AFSC training accordingly. All right, I wanted, Chief, just to kind of look back real briefly at what we did accomplish during the February UTA. So I know we had an award winner that we gave a big shout out to.
Yeah, we had an excellent opportunity to recognize Senior Airman Amy Granfield. She was highlighted and selected as the Air National Guard's NCO Vanguard Award for the entire Air National Guard for some of the excellent achievements she did last summer in saving really 2 people's lives while off duty. So we got a chance to bring her on stage in front of the entire wing, highlight her with her family, and had General Pegoric and Chief Severi and yourself and myself and Chief Ray really get an opportunity to thank her and just highlight the excellent things she's doing and representing the wing and herself in the state. So.
Yeah, every time I hear the story of that heroic day that she had, I'm just in awe of the accomplishments, and also to be able to rely on the training that she's received in her time here. Just amazing accomplishment there. Thinking about that drill, I've tried to get it out of my mind, but what a cold start to that drill weekend it was. And I'm really impressed with the accomplishments that our airmen had with launching a 3-ship on Saturday of UTA when it was in the negative degrees here.
Yeah, so we had a really good chance to go out, not only see our defenders and give them some hot coffee, but it was excellent to go out to the flight line and see our maintenance and ops work together, support each other, make sure that they stayed warm, and they were exchanging hot coffee and hot sandwiches. So excellent teamwork out there by our maintenance folks and by our operations. And then really big shout out to our defenders for making sure we were staying safe while they were out there, rotating every 5 minutes, I heard, to make sure that they weren't getting frozen while they let our folks in.
Yes, Chief. I know we talk about the wingman concept often, but that was truly in play over that drill weekend, and I know I was extremely proud, as you were. That wasn't a top-down driven idea. That all came from the bottom up. So thanks for looking out for one another. That's what we talk about and we preach, and you guys take it to heart, and I'm really appreciative of that. You know, we had some folks that got an opportunity to travel down to El Salvador also over that UTA period where they supported the air show for the El Salvador event. And boy, our airmen had a great time down there. I know we brought down some of our recruiting team, and the stories that they brought back, that partnership with our El Salvadorian counterparts is extremely important.
Yeah, we also expanded on our joint team. We brought down the Army Band just to make sure we can show our brothers and sisters the other side of the service what capabilities we have and go down and really support our state partnership down there. So, yeah. Great event.
And Chief, speaking of our jointness, I think we had some airmen that recently participated in a joint event.
We did. We had four excellent airmen participate in the Best Warrior competition over past the weekend. And so 2 of our competitors, Tech Sergeant Kelly from Security Forces and then Tech Sergeant Cuneo from Maintenance, really went out and represented the air very well. Tech Sergeant Kelly dominated a 13.1 ruck march, finishing in second place overall at 2 hours and 39 minutes. And his sponsor, Master Sergeant Ho, was there the entire way. And then Sergeant Cuneo was our top marksman winner, winning 3 of the 5 events. And his sponsor, Master Sergeant Waters, didn't realize he was going to be running 13.1 miles, but ended up running side by side with him. So big shout out to those 4 airmen. They did a great job and really represented the Air Guard well.
Yeah, I guess they did. I hope we get invited back. So they keep doing such a good job. You never know. But a huge shout out to those 4 airmen. All right, looking ahead for the March UTA, I know, like I said earlier, we have the schedule that will be out on the app, so you'll be able to see some of the events that are going on over that UTA. But we also have some other big events in March. One of them is the BAH recertification that we have a due out the second week of March, and I just ask over the March UTA, please take time to bring in the appropriate paperwork to make sure that your records are up to date and that our FM shop can comply with some of their AFI requirements. We're also going to go down to NGB for our State of the State visit. And I know when I was a younger airman, I had no idea that we participated in a State of the State. And really what this is an opportunity for your leadership to go down to the National Guard Bureau and really bring up some of the issues that we need their support with and their advocacy to move out on. So the big ones that we're going to highlight is just a continuing need for manpower and resources, as well as facilities that will help make our jobs a little bit easier here, but also provide the correct resources and facilities that you all deserve.
Absolutely. It's a great way for us to reach out and talk to the senior leader levels at the national level and advocate for our members to let them know, hey, we need manpower, we need facilities, we need these resources to make sure we can continue to push the boundaries of the KC-46 and ensure this wing is prepared for whatever may be ahead of us. So, excellent opportunity.
That's great. And then, boy, it'll come quick, but March will go by and the April UTA will be upon us. And I believe with that block training we've got scheduled, Chief, it starts actually at the end of March.
Yep, so we have block training scheduled for the 30th and 31st of March, and it's really a 4-day footprint. Block training, the units that are participating in this are the operations group, the maintenance group, the medical group, Joint Force Headquarters, and as well as CE. So the schedule has been released, so if you have not seen that schedule, please reach out to your leadership. But it really is a chance to get after some readiness training and really kind of speedline how we prepare for the future and really give you some time back on the back end to focus on AFSC training. So one thing I think we went a little bit fast and breezed over the March UTA. So I want to touch on a few things there. On Saturday, the March UTA, we are having a women's leadership panel being led by our Special Observance Committee. That's going to be at 2:30 over in Building 149. And it's really going to be a panel of female leaders throughout the community, throughout the Air National Guard, throughout the New Hampshire National Guard, where we can go up, listen to their great success stories, and then have a question and answer session. So look forward to that. It's going to be a great event. And then on Sunday, the 5th of March, our legal team is hosting the Progressive Discipline Boot Camp in the BAP. That is an award-winning class led by Lieutenant Colonel Friedenthal. It's been highlighted at the national level multiple times, and it's a great way for our younger airmen and our new NCOs to sit down with a professional and say, how do you go from really taking an airman, if they're off course a little bit, what are the corrective tools to get them back on course and make sure we give them the tools to be successful? So great course, please sign up for it. It's awesome information. And then at 13:30 in the afternoon, we have our first top 3 mini mentoring session that we're really, the top 3 is taking a hold of and trying to reinvigorate. And it's going to be the National Security Strategy led by Master Sergeant LaPearl and Senior Master Sergeant Carpenter. So a great event. Please come out. That's in the BAP and support that. Super good information. So
yeah, those will be some great events that we'll have for the March UTA, and really that dovetails into our strategic plan. And I know we've got we just rolled out our strategic plan for 2023 through 2024, and you know our 3 key areas that I want the wing to focus on our airman readiness, recruiting and retention, as well as development of our airmen. So you can see how the March UTA fits really nicely in there with the development of our airmen and some of those skill sets that we owe them in order to be successful.
Absolutely. We also have some great recruiting and retention initiatives that just rolled out. And so some of the things that the unit's working on is members of our unit can receive a 30% tuition discount on an undergraduate and a 25% tuition discount on graduate from Southern New Hampshire University. That's a private school, so they don't do the tuition waiver, but in other ways that our members can really benefit from some educational benefits. We're also seeing for this year, for the first time on the air side, is a federal tuition assistance program. So the Air National Guard set aside $4 million for our DSGs and our technicians to get after some tuition assistance. It's a first come, first served basis, so please get with the Force Development Office if you're interested in partaking in that program. And then we also have a referral bonus increase. So we currently, sir, have a $500 referral bonus, and what we're trying to do is increase that up to $1,000. So sometime this summer we'll get that approved by the state, and for any members that we bring in, if you're an E1 to 03 and you bring a member in and they sign up for the unit, you're eligible for a $1,000 bonus. So some awesome ways to really help our folks recruiting, bringing new folks in, and then helping our folks stay in and get after some educational benefits.
Yeah, Chief, it's so important, our recruiting and retention numbers. Currently the wing is just over 100% on effective end strength. And we know that for future mission sets and to do the things that we need to do to protect this great nation, we need our people to be able to fill those critical AFSC spots that we have on our manning documents. All right, so I know it'll be here before you know it, but the May flyaway. And I know there's been tremendous work that has gone in to identify our airmen that will go out and support the flyaway. And I would just ask, if you're unsure of what your roles and responsibilities are for that May footprint, please get with your immediate supervision and talk to them about what the plan is. Because there's really 3 phases of this exercise that we'll be doing. And those 3 phases, Chief, are to prepare to deploy, the actual deployment or flyaway, and then the redeploy aspect of that exercise that we'll be doing.
It's going to be an amazing event. I just met with the resiliency team, so we're also going to have a resiliency tactical pause while we're out there. We're going to have some morale events, and we're going to get after some readiness items as well. So great way to train to excite, great way to get our younger members off the base, get them to in the KC-46, they get to fly in it, they get to touch it, they get to feel it, and they get to understand how do we operate in a location off a Pease. So.
Yeah, I'm excited as well. This is an opportunity for us to ask questions. We know, there'll be learning that will occur, and that we want to do it safely. So we're looking to bring in other units to help support this, for our aerial porters to get to actually do their AFSC training here that they've been so desperately asking for. So really excited for that event.
So I have a few other things here, I'd like to talk about, sir.
Sure.
One of the things I'm trying to do is really try to get the information out to all of our members. So I have a SharePoint page that is now up and running. I'm going to start loading that as a repository for all things enlisted development, awards and decorations, EPRs and OPR information. So I'll send that link out to the entire wing, but please use that as a source to look at any information for any of the upcoming items that we've had, to include force development and, like I said, any of those other items. If there's something on there you want to see, please get with me, and I'm happy to put information out there. The other thing I want to talk about is I sent out an email the week after drill about the blueprint, which is a 32-page document, and what it is, it's for enlisted development from entry to departure. And so it's a great foundational tool that you can use with your airmen to talk about feedback, talk about who we are as a teammate of the Total Force Service, what MATCOMs do we support, what COCOM commanders do we support, and how do we fit in that Total Force picture. So great document, very easy to read, and I'll start sending those documents, something like that, about once a month, so we can get out to our folks, kind of back to the basics and foundational documents we should be reading more often.
Yeah, great, Chief. I know we wanted to hit the big rocks for, the look back and the next 30, 60, 90. So Chief and I, we asked for your feedback. We want to know how effective these podcasts are. And if there's anything that you feel like we're missing the mark on, please let us know so we can seek to improve down the road. But Chief, believe it or not, I think we're right there on time.
15 minutes. Thanks for all you do, and we're happy to serve you.
All right. We'll talk to you later, Wing.